So this goes back to the phase badge thing. So the phase badges, if you were, it was from phase 4 up to phase 5 plus for me, because I was only there for
18
weeks, I think.
Yeah.
So at the very beginning, like phase 4, you're the guy who's going to do the details on the weekend, stuff like that, the boring stuff. But, you still have like some freedoms, like you can go to the troop store, which is like a small little, kind of like a convenience store. And usually be pretty close to your company, and that's where you can get like maybe like a snack or two, or maybe where a drink, something like that. There's a bunch of vending machines. Usually there'll be one right outside your, at least at Fort Gordon, there'll be one like right by the company classroom. You can go and get a snack from. Usually you'll have downtime. Just every single day, usually like right after final, you'll have a lot of downtime, hanging out with friends and stuff. For me, I continued drawing. It's just something I really enjoy to do, and I also did gaming as well.
You can do other stuff on post.
You can also do other stuff too. Like that's when you get to like phase 5 and phase 5 plus. So like when you get to phase 5. You can wear civilian clothing during the weekend. So you can like go to like let's say right after first formation, you'll be completely fine to wear civilian clothing. Usually after your detail, if you have one that weekend, because I know for us, when I was at phase 5, sometimes they just have enough phase 4s that that's all they needed for the detail. So you could just wear civilian clothing all day. But once you get like to phase 5 plus, your weekends are pretty much completely free, and you're able to go pretty much anywhere on the base.
And it's dependent on your job as far as which AIT location that you're at, as far as freedoms are concerned. Like at Fort Gordon, you have the phase badges. Actually, one thing that we do when soldiers come back from training is they're considered gold phase. It's their first drill back here in the state of Maine with the Recruit Sustainment Program. And we actually have the gold phasers talk to the blue phasers that are getting ready to ship. So he was able to talk to the blue phasers about Fort Gordon, but then there were, 7 or 8 other gold phasers that just came from other installations all around the nation, and they could say, oh man, you got that phase badge? That's awesome. Oh, I never got a phase badge, and this was how our AIT was, but it was way shorter than yours. Like, it usually depends on how long or how short your job training is as far as the freedoms that you're gonna get while you're at training. Yeah,
definitely, because I know when I came back and I was talking to people who went through AIT and training, like, especially people who came from Leonard Wood.
Yeah.
They didn't have like a lot of freedoms and stuff like that, but that's because like that's where like most of the MPs go and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you have to have a little bit more rigid training and stuff like that, just to keep them more disciplined and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like at my AIT, where it was more relatively relaxed
and longer,
they'll kind of like give you more freedoms the farther along you go. So like
it helps with like mental health and being, wanting to stay at training. You have a little bit more freedoms, and when it's the shorter training, you have to really stay focused because they're cramming a whole lot of training in like a short amount of time.
Ooh.
Is that your friend?
Nope.
Someone from Basic?
Nope.
Just turn it off, your little thing.
Yeah.
You have the thing on the side that silences it, right?
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't have that?
No, I don't have it.
Oh.
I can turn it down though.
It's your gamers asking you to come game with them.
Nope. It was some random guy from Florida I probably don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did I... Sorry about that. Where do we leave off?
Yeah, that's
the phases,
Long
yeah.
training, short training.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, the highest phase that I got was phase 5 plus, and that's when like during the weekends you're able to wear civilian clothing even during formations.
Yeah.
Which was like the biggest thing, because then I wouldn't have to be constantly changing out of uniforms and civilians all the time. But and you can order food. that was a complete game changer. Because like I would constantly be going to like the DFAC. You know, the DFAC is nice and all.
And it's the dining facility.
Like,
it's the DFAC.
Yeah, that's where you get like your food and stuff. You know, they'd always have lunch, breakfast, dinner, and all that stuff.
And it's good food.
It's good, but you know, sometimes it can get a little boring. but like once you hit the part where you can order food. That's just crazy.
Yeah, Domino's was your favorite.
Yeah, but that's when I didn't have like DoorDash. But like I would always like when I was like a phase 4, I'd always be looking down at the little picnic table we have on the little side of our barracks and see people with their Taco Bell and their Domino's, and I'd be like, I'm so jealous of you. But yeah, eventually I got to that point. Yeah, I get to that point and I'm like, man, I better not lose this.
And you did once, right?
I did.
And you were like, it's Thanksgiving.
Well, that was when I was a phase 5.
Oh.
I think I was able to order food. No, maybe I wasn't. But yeah. Oh my goodness.
It's the best.
It's like
the best.
It's like one of the. It's like crazy because like during like basic and AIT, there's like this very long span of time where I didn't have food other than what was at the DFAC. And once I finally had something that wasn't it, I was like, what?
What is this?
What is this? But yeah. But the DFAC food is really good too sometimes. Like, I know like during basic training, it was always good because, you know, you're always like hungry.
Yeah.
Because like you're always doing something. But
lots of physical training, and you need to add nutrients to your body. So, and they definitely feed you well at basic.
yeah.
No, you get the night bars too, right? What are those things called?
So we call them a bunch of things. Essentially at the very end of the day. Usually at the very end of the day, you'd get these like little like protein bars or something like that. They're called like night. We call them night bars, but you can also call them like I don't know, whatever you like. But
yeah. There are a lot of names for them.
There are a lot of names for them. You know, you'd basically at the very end of the day, you'd eat them, and you know, some drill sergeants would be funny and give you 2, and you're not supposed to have 2 because you can. Let's just say you'd have a really rough time the next time you go to the bathroom.
Oh,
but especially like I remember one time they gave 2 to like the entire female platoon when they didn't have us integrated yet, and they were all having like a rough time in their bays and stuff like that. But
wow.
But yeah, like you don't have to have them either, like, you know, because like there's some people who have like, you know, specific like diets and stuff like that. And they also respect your diets like there too. Like let's say if you're like a vegetarian or a vegan for like religious reasons, like they will specifically find like vegetarian or vegan meals for you to eat.
Yeah.
But like yeah, there's another thing with those bars. So eventually, people kind of had like a small addiction to them. Not like an addiction, but like they were really looking forward to getting at the end of the day. And we ran out. And there's essentially like a miniature strike going on. And the drill sergeants came out, half right faced us, which is essentially you
getting ready to push.
Getting ready to do your push-ups. And we went down and went up and down for a long time because we were complaining we didn't have our night bars. But yeah, afterwards it was, you know.
It was funny.
It was funny, yeah. But,
turns into a joke.
But then, of course, you know, after you finish doing all your push-ups, you'd always be that one guy that would say something dumb. and he said, so we're not getting our night bars? And we had to push all over again. But you know, just stuff like that happens sometimes. And, you know, you all laugh at it at the end. But, you know, yeah, sometimes you get your night bars, you don't. And that's only during basic training with like the night bars thing. Like during AIT, with AIT, when it comes to like food and rules and stuff, It really depends on where your AIT is at and also what company you're at. Because I know during my AIT, it really depended on which company you're in. I know my company didn't allow food in the barracks at all unless it was like protein shakes or like just water, straight up water. But like at other companies, you were allowed to have food in your barracks and stuff like that. But again, that just depends on what your MOS and what your AIT is going to be for you.